Ooh, what's going on, you dead set legends? Of course, we're back on a Monday night. Jeez, we're having a bit of fun. I think John has more fun, like pre-going live, where we just like shoot the shit and have a bit of fun. It's like, hang on, John, we probably should stop talking because we got a show to run. We got some things to promote, and we're gonna have a lot of fun. Man, you can't even fit in the screen anymore. What is going on?
Too much width. I am a horizontal domination expert, and that is what makes me the number one pick to go against Scott Steiner in Las Vegas, baby.
Mate, the days are just like, I never ever want to wish away time, but we are 3 weeks away. Like 3 weeks. Like, it's Tuesday in Australia, so that counts. But 3 weeks away. I think every time I mention it, I get like dumbfounded and just the journey the last 3 or 4 years, and you know, everyone kept disregarding what we say, 6-8 months down the line, they've implemented it on their shows. Caption game became world famous, and everyone's like, stop making it about wrestling, Aussie and John. And now you're gonna arm wrestle Scott Steiner. You're gonna have Rick barking at you, and then you're just gonna have Ron Simmons standing in the corner and go, damn, that Jon Thompson is massive. Damn.
They will all feel the cold shadow of my mass on April 15th at the Space. Get your tickets now, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you, like, I don't know. How many matches have been officially released? Do we even know?
3? Like, not including yours? Don Underwood, Brandon Allen, I believe was said publicly.
Yeah.
Jordan Sill and Ryan Ballesteros.
Yes.
And I'm not sure about like the super duper heavyweight, like beyond like super heavyweight plus.
I know who you're talking about, but I don't know if that's been announced either. But it's going to be good. It's going to be good. Like if you're anywhere near Vegas and you also like wrestling and or arm wrestling, you got to do it, right? You got to be there. This is going to be ridiculous.
I mean, you get the best. You get the best of both worlds. Like, I can't believe. Yeah, you turn up, you get a cool Q&A podcast with 3 Hall of Famers, and then as you've had a few drinks and you've enjoyed it, you got all your gifts. Like, there's like, you can get up to close to $1,000 worth of, like, to win, like $1,000 worth of gear. Like Paradise Breaks are giving away cards. Like, your gift bag alone, I think it's for the VIPs or everyone. I can't remember.
Well, I can tell you this with certainty. If you do come, you will for certainly get one of these. Uncle John's Arm Wrestling Show. Classic sticker.
Well, I'm very tempted as well to, I don't know if we'll have enough, but I'll just take all the Uncle John Aussie cards out of Series 2 and just bring them and either put them in, put them in the case, give them the gift bags, or give them to VIPs.
I'll bring everything I got.
Yeah, I haven't got much, but let's have a chat to people, including the Drew 24. We got a lot of fun things today. We'll be playing a bit of caption game later on. We might bring in a few special guests later on in the program. They're going to jump in there. Red Hot Chili Peppers, Johnny Boy back in the saddle. We've only got him for a few weeks because then it buys. If everything goes the way we think at Bicep Bash, the game's changed and it just all shifts for the both of us.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like it. stay tuned is all I can say, Red Hot Chili Peppers. John the Savage Tyrion is hanging about. How you going, Johnny boy?
Hey, he's pulling coming up in a couple of weeks.
This weekend, he's going to pull Craig Tullier.
Yes. Oh, I like that match a lot.
We're not doing that prediction tonight because I did it last week. But give us a quick one. John and Craig.
Well, I think Craig Tullier is one of the greatest American arm wrestlers. He is a embodiment about what it is to be an American arm wrestler, right? He's just stacked, racked, ready to go. He's in your face. He's going to fire off the line. Unfortunately, John Tyrion, if that's what he calls himself, because what he really is some kind of like subhumanoid who he got like pushed into the modern era, but he has all of the abilities of an abnormal era human, right? You see the forearms on this guy are ridiculous. So I'm gonna go with John Tyrion, my Canadian brother.
Nice. And I always wonder, like, how does he have to get his wife to put the cigarette in his mouth from now on? Because he would just crush it trying to smoke, or his forearms are so big he can't get it to his mouth anymore. Because he loves punching darts, that's for sure.
It's called forearm gut. It's a new phenomena.
That's what won me over during the Savage Search. When it was like, I think because we watched it at the right time, I remember it because we watched Kevin Pelko. Yeah. And he was your very down the line police officer.
Yep.
You know, nothing. And then suddenly we got some guy in some field with a smoke and a beer. And it was just like, it was a really good contrast. And like, I love Kevin Pelko as well.
Yeah.
And John Tyrion came in. And then, of course, we've spent some time with him. And John is cool as. Speaking of cool, Phil Woody. He's a cool guy.
What's up, buddy?
Oh, there we go. Could you imagine if the Drew picks us up from the airport?
Should probably do that.
I tell ya, Tim Talmadge should just slide in the Drew's DMs. Why not utilize him? Tim would have a lot going on. Lucky is in the chat. Hey, Jake and John.
What's up?
I was just laughing at Vegas, baby, Vegas. 8 balls and 8 balls. Oh, wow. No.
I'm in. Whatever that means, I'm in.
John, is your wife going to the event asking for the internet? Kelly.
My wife does not go to events specifically because of the people on the internet.
Yeah, absolutely. What do we got here? Hope you are both doing well. Looking forward to another great stream. Well, we're going to talk about some of the main matches at East versus West. So I want to get John's thoughts on Mr. Brzenk potentially retiring, and hundreds of people owe me an apology by calling me clickbait. I made a prediction, John.
Whoa.
I tapped into my inner psychologist, and I made a video saying this could be John Brzenk's last match. It could be. Mm-hmm. We'll dive into it now, bugger it. We'll dive into it now. And I was like, he's just not looking the same. His passion when he jumps on podcasts, well, he jumps on Engens, or when I'm talking to him, it's just not there. Just seems like something else is going in the background. This could quite possibly be John's last match. And everyone went, clickbait, that clickbait, that clickbait. That clickbait, that clickbait, mate. That clickbait. And it was just a prediction to start a conversation, which I do in my videos. Then, like the next week, Engen's like, oh no, John and Yoshi's the main event because it's probably going to be John's last match because he's having back surgery after the match.
Yeah.
And then all the YouTube channels went, John Brzenk's last match. And I was like, come on. But how, one, do you think he'll retire? And two, like what? Like let's not think of your last 6 months. Think of your whole arm wrestling career.
Mm-hmm.
And how would that make you feel that we might not have any more Jon Brzenk matches?
Well, for me, I think I only think of Jon Brzenk's career and legacy in a very positive light. We got a whole extra chapter that we didn't think we were going to get from him, and it had its highs, it had its lows, but we got to see it. That's the important stuff, right? That was the ride. That was the farewell. I think it's a beautiful way to go out if that's what Jon decides to do. However, arm wrestling is like a sentient sport. It gets into you, and then it turns you into an arm wrestling weird dude. And no matter how retired you get, there's always a little bit of that virus still kicking around in there. So it wouldn't surprise me, if Jon retires, we never see him again. I think everyone is nothing but completely satisfied. Amazing career, gave us everything we could possibly want. I guess that's about it, really.
Yeah, it's a different feeling. I remember you and I losing our mind when he came back and pulled Chan Shaw. And then it was like, we're getting another one, and we're getting another one. And because he stayed in the sport, bringing back to Tim Talmadge, thanks to him, I got to hang out at Jon Brzenk's house.
Right.
So that was, and we became buddies and things like that. Murray McKay doesn't think that we're buddies. He says, Jake always wished bad for Jon. Hater from the start. Yes. You're so right, Murray. I have. That's why I went into his house. And always, that's why he sat next to me at dinner at King of the Table. Yes. Oh, Murray. It's a bit early in Western Australia for you. Chubba Knuckles says, even legends need to retire. Maybe it's time. Nah, see, I would still love if you had Jon on the card, but then he was just slowly making his way down. He's pulling someone in the top 50, and then it's the top 100, and then, look at Crazy George. He's still going nuts, and he's like 104. Yeah.
I think, Jon thought he was going to be done in like the mid 2000s.
Yeah.
Right? Thought he was going to be done. Got an extra, 20 years, maybe not fully consistently, but we really got it. I don't know. For me, I think it's a very rare opportunity. He can just go and he doesn't have to worry about, there's no questions left for him to answer. If that's what matters to him, right? If I don't know what really matters to him, maybe, Jon is pretty classic for being not very emotional. You know what I mean? He's just like, oh, I don't know. Yeah. He's just like a dude. And so I think at this point, I will be more than happy to see him ride off into the sunset. And if he wants to push it and rip, I'll be right there for it.
Oh, absolutely. I'm the same as you. And it's amazing to think that I was saying this to Matt Mask yesterday, that 1987, a Hollywood movie was based off of him. He's been kicking ass for 5 decades.
Yeah.
Over the top, Sylvester Stallone character was basically based off Jon Brzenk, and he won the tournament that was happening in between filming. Back then. It's we've got it here. Do not forget, Jon is no mere mortal. It's rumored Chuck Norris on performing the operation. Travis, mate, he is a mere mortal. He'll go down forever as the best. What would it take for for a Devon or a Levan, John, to overtake Mr. Brzenk?
I just don't see it. I don't see it.
Know.
It would have to be, there would have to be something incredible plus a significant amount of distance from the end of Jon Brzenk's career, right? Like if we relate it to, say, pro wrestling, like Bruno Sammartino during his reign, you would say there's no way anyone is known as the greatest pro wrestler of all time. And then Hogan came, and then The Rock came, and then Cena came, and blah, 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 you know. So, yeah, I don't have a poignant conclusion to that. Just follow along, people. Listen up, and listen good, because
listen good while I waffle on.
I'm going to go ahead and meander here for a while. You're all just going to come along with me, whether you want to or not.
Yeah, well, something while John gathers his thoughts. I want to ask everybody in the chat. A video just came out. We're going to get to some predictions in a moment. And, of course, we're going to have a couple of guests later on in the program. Toddzilla just went and trained with Brian Shaw. Love it. Great. Toddzilla's the man. But how many is too many? Because when I spoke to Larry Wheels, I said, like, you had everyone at the palm of your hand. Michael Todd, Devin Larratt, Levan, Coach Ray, like everyone came over and trained with Larry. Yeah. And Larry said he had too much information. Now, Brian Shaw is slowly taking that. He started off with Devin in his prep.
Yeah.
Then Neil Pickup went over.
Yeah.
Showed him a thing or two. Both of them would be incredible coaches. Mm-hmm. And now Toddzilla.
Yep.
If you're Brian Shaw's manager, do you tell him to stop now? Like just those three and that'll do? Or you Brian Shaw, get as many people in to show you how to move?
I think that you have to keep getting as many as you can. He is in a unique situation where he's phenomenally well known. So he has access to, one way or another, he could have access to anybody. I think he should try to get access to everybody, but you have to move forward with the mental that you're only going to keep the things that are working for you, right? Give everything a little bit of a taste, especially in these early years. Give it a taste. See where things go. Where does it feel good? Where does it not feel good? And kind of start keeping track of the things that, all right, this is interesting. This is helping me feel different connection, whatever. I really understand the way Neil is explaining this, so I take that. But that other part that Neil talks about didn't make sense to me. And so I'm going to take this from Devin to fill in. So you have part of Neil, a part of Devin, a part of Toddzilla. And you start adding those things up because it's very hard to just simulate one arm wrestler, especially if you don't have similar structure to that arm wrestler. And that has a lot to do with, Brian Shaw, who nobody knows the capabilities of his arm. He could come up with new stuff just because he's got so much power. Who knows what it's going to look like when he really starts figuring it out?
Oh, how long do you reckon it would take for him to, quote unquote, start figuring it out?
What is figuring it out mean?
Where he's really knocking on the door that, your top 20, top 30.
In the world?
Yeah.
I mean, it's so hard to say. It's because, really, we've still only seen him the one time, right? Against Eddie.
Yep.
And that wasn't like a whole Lord Almighty whooping. That ended up being fairly close, if I recall. Was it 3-2?
4-2, I think.
4-2. So, minimally, if it was perfect and Brian Shaw
Is minimally a word?
Minimally, the least amount of time, the most minimalist timeline possible is like a year. If everything is perfect and he finds the exact things that really cue him in, and he could do that because he's just so damn strong.
Wow. No, I'm more, wow, minimally is a word to an extremely small extent.
Yeah, that's why I used it.
I think it was a word, but Travis wants to know is how is your back?
Yeah, not good. No, not good. Not great. Not great.
So just look, he's in the right place to get on a lot of drugs before his Scott Steiner match. Don't do drugs. Don't do drugs, but when you're taking on Scott Steiner, nothing's finer than doing the 69er.
Steiner Liner.
Jason Merlot, our man, Bass Girls, get the girls.
What's
That's
up?
exactly right, Uncle John. I even tell all newcomers that ask me, I tell them they will only retain and use a smaller percentage of what I tell them.
Yeah. It once I stopped trying to be one particular thing and I started doing things outside of my comfort zone, like I've been arm wrestling for like 15 years, and 2 years ago I had the biggest change in my arm wrestling repertoire that I've ever had. 13 years into it, right? Hopefully it doesn't take you as long as it has me, but I don't know. You'll find it. It just takes time. And that's the one thing I like about Brian Shaw is everything that guy puts his mind to, he like kills it. It's like he's like a homing missile. And he just destroys whatever he wants. Whatever he's looking at, he's like, okay, doing that. And that's what you need for arm wrestling. Just do it over and over and over again.
That's right. And Andy reckons it'll be a bit of an overkill if more than three. Each pillar of different styles. I suppose hang on to what suits you. Yeah, I'm too dumb to have more than three coaches. Rick Chains. Oh, Rick Chains in the house. What up, Rick Chains? Uncle John with the advanced vocabulary for the win. Lucky. Oh, you must be new around here. There's one rule we do when John and I get together, and that's you do not encourage his intelligence. John always loves to throw in there that he spent time at university, and he is better than everyone in the world.
Well, look, maybe I'm not better than everyone in the world, but I'm sure as hell a lot smarter than Scott Steiner. I mean, come on. I went to St. Cloud State University, Minnesota, home of the Huskies, the greatest hockey team of all time, versus the University of Michigan. Michigan.
The Wolverines. The Wolverines. You're not X-Men. Come on now. But
sign the contract, Scott. Sign the contract.
Like, how good is this? Like, let's find a better layout. Let's go this one here. But like party patio, like everything comes with. It's not even that expensive to meet 3 Hall of Famers. Like, if you're near the Vegas area, what are some states and towns near Vegas, John? That's on the West Coast, isn't it? That's like your LA's, yeah.
The West Coast, you say? Yeah. You're right.
Well, I'm not too good. Right, that's it. Now I've got to have United States of America.
All right.
Now I've got to have a North American map. Oh, here we go. So where is the state of Nevada?
You got to find it.
Is it that hard to get a... Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
What What was wrong with my comment on the West Coast? Well, it's not on the coast.
There was nothing wrong with it. It was just the way you said it was like it was a triumph that you knew it was the West Coast.
It really was. Because I only know if you've got an NBA team. That's where geographically I can roughly tell you where you are.
I see. So what we got? Phoenix. Phoenix is not that far away. San Francisco. Oh, Boise, Idaho. That's probably only 8, 9, 10-hour drive.
Do we know anyone from Utah that can come?
Big Cody Spur Merritt.
He better come. He
right?
better come. I'm always confused, John.
Yeah.
So Washington is on the far left side. It's on the west side of the United States, right? But it's in the Eastern Conference in the NBA.
What? Don't confuse me with your sports magic.
That's right. You hate sports, don't you?
Terrible. Terrible. Have you been like, oh, March Madness? Yeah, is that what you've been doing?
No, more for Aussie Rules Football has started here in Australia. So I'm a bit more like that. But probably worse. Yes, it is a Tuesday. It is a Tuesday because it's WrestleMania week. So we're going to have... that's why it's in Washington, D.C., not Washington State. Okay, there we go. That makes sense. Yes, it is a Tuesday. That's what makes it even better. So you'll be home by the weekend or come for the weekend before and hang out with us.
Yeah, cheap flights.
How could you not come? Get in there. There's only, I think half are sold out. So get in there. You don't even need to be in the loop. Just see me up on stage. Right, John, we got 4 matches to get through.
Okay. Oh, man.
This is the first one on there. Matthew Maskington. So the man that shows too much emotion on the table, breaks fingers, stomps like a horse. It's taking on the man with no emotion. 0.
Yeah. I don't know what brought these two together, but I'm from now on, I don't care about realities in arm wrestling. I don't care about the arm wrestling math. I'm just going with the deep feeling rooted deep inside of me, Jake. It's very warm. It's very powerful. That's why I'm going with Matt Mask.
Yeah, well, it's 105 kilo. Matt's dropping down. He's dropping down. He's out of there. He's like, I'm sick of hanging around with.
That's fair.
If you sick of hanging around, Matt Mask, Kitagali, Ongarbaev, give me your predictions in the comments. Oh, cheers, John. That's a very nice thing to say. Jake's channel is the best out there. Absolutely it is. All the other channels suck. No, not all of them. 90% of them, though, do. What do we got? Mask for the win. Hey, Roymond. How you going, mate? Wild Horse, says Babkin.
Babkin.
Is that Rodney Dangerfield in his picture? Oh, that is great. I'm with all of you guys. Hang on a minute. I'm just got to send a couple of messages. Hang on a minute, guys. Sorry. Mrs. Aussie ArmWrestler. All righty. get back to it. What are people saying? As an oil field man myself, my money's on Matt. Kittigali is up there on the tricky scale, though. Jason reckons it's 4-2 in a best of 5. Not bad.
That would be great.
That'd be a good match. In my opinion, Matt Mask has no chance. Ooh. Hey, how goes that? Rick James shook Andre the Giant's hand. Let me, are they on? Is this match on ArmBet? Now, just going back to Engen mentioning that John was having back surgery and it could be his last match. I think Engen should have just said it could be his last match, but I can't tell you why. That would have hyped it up more. But to say the man's going to have back surgery straight afterwards.
Yeah.
Sorry, John just sent me a private message, and it made me laugh. It is. So they're on block 2. Is it a shutout stake? It is. So Matt Mask, the underdog, only needs to win 1 round.
That's good. I'd take that bet. I think he'll win a round.
Oh, absolutely he will. I think he wins the match.
Beautiful.
Let's have a look. Alrighty, so what we're going to do is we're going to stop the predictions there because John's got a match. John's got a match right here against Austin Jaegers. When's this happening?
So this is going to be happening April. Oh, I just lost my whole thing here. Here we go. It's coming in.
April 13th or April 6th?
So it's the Saturday. It's the Saturday before. It's like the 12th, I think.
Yeah, because we're on the 15th.
Yes, we're on the 15th. So the 12th, it'll be the Saturday, the 12th. And it is going to be in New Albany, Indiana. It's like right across the border from Louisville, Kentucky. So it's going to have that kind of vibe going throughout the whole thing. And so let me tell you this. This is one of those arm wrestling events that's going to be a little bit special because, to be honest, you want to know why it's happening? Because I didn't want to be home when my mother-in-law came to visit. So I'm like, I call up Robert Kelly and I'm like, Robert, I gotta get out of here. Tell me you have a show lined up on that weekend. And he didn't. I was like, damn it. But he's like, but we could do this thing. And blah, here we go. This is what we are doing. The I Quit match between myself and Austin Jaegers. And then we're going to do an arm wrestling ROTN class race to 21 pins tournament. I think I'm going to probably beat Jaegers and win both of those race to 21 pins tournaments. So I'm pretty much going to fund the entire trip that way. But you may be asking yourself, what then is an I Quit match? Well, it's unclear to me at this time. Robert Kelly has taken creative power and basically is just going to be doing terrible things to us. Apparently, the match continues on until one of us says, I quit.
There you go.
So you have a few things. You've got, endurance issues that may cause you to quit. But apparently we also have to do punishments in between rounds. So I guess each round is going to have a theme that's going to get crazier each round that we go. A pin gets a punishment for the opponent in between rounds. So if you lose a round, you get a punishment. Some of the punishments that are included, you may have to rub your opponent's forearm. That's kind of a sensual one. I don't know if that's much of a punishment.
Well, shut up for a minute, John, because lucky I can't drop any private messages because I would get sacked. But we have your opponent here on the line. Let's see if we can get him up on stage. Let's get rid of that and see.
Get him up here.
Why can't we get him on? I'm adding him to the stage. Why can't we get you on, Austin?
Add him.
I don't know. Hang on.
I hear his giant ogre voice.
There we go.
What's up, man?
How you doing, buddy?
Doing well. How about yourself?
I'm so good. I'm so good. I feel like good times are upon us, my friend.
I couldn't agree more. I was just hearing we're going to have to do punishments, or hopefully I don't lose any, so I don't have to do none.
So we've got rub your opponent's forearm, eat a
All right.
jalapeno, which we've already discussed. Both of us hate hot stuff. So
Oh,
that
what?
Jalapenos, I could do a jalapeno one. I don't want no ghost pepper or nothing like that.
oh man.
Oh, you both
say
think
that.
it's
Robert's
piss.
listening. Robert's listening.
What's
So
up,
then-
Austin ArmWrestler? What's going on, man? How you been?
Austin, what's happening, my man? Thanks for making some time and coming on.
Thank you. for having
If you could pick a punishment, like choose your own poison for John after you win a round, what would it be?
I don't know. Maybe chug a bunch of chocolate milk.
No, close. You need to make him drink Sprite.
Oh, come on.
And eat a banana, right?
He hates Sprite.
You need to drink Sprite and eat a banana. And I guarantee you, it'll be a fun reaction.
Oh man. Well,
So quick-
we are not privy to all of the punishments. We're going to be walking in there. And I've also heard tell that Robert Kelly is allowing there to be like an interactive element where the people who are watching can like pay money to further mess us up if one guy's getting the
Well, it's going to
advantage.
be
or
like,
not.
what is it called? Where you do things right off the top of your head and not interpret, but like
Improvise.
whose line is it anyway?
Yeah.
But
So
I'm wrestling.
improvise a punishment. Boom.
Improvise. Yeah, there you go. Improv.
So what are some no-goes for this punishment? I.e., like shave your beard.
Oh
Is
man,
that-
I don't know about that.
That's what I mean. What's the note? What would be too far for you two?
Probably, honestly, probably nothing. But dude, I don't want to do no like fingers and mouse traps. I don't want to do no like
Oh, that would be
hot
awesome.
sauce or nothing like that. I don't know. But at the same time too, I mean, I want it to be fun and entertaining, and I want both of us to have good memories out of it. I want to suffer a little, it won't be fun if I don't.
I mean, look, there's something to be said about suffering in this sport. It's always came up well for me, but I wouldn't be opposed to some kind of, oh, look at this guy looking all sexy.
That's right, representing above board roofing.
I'm running the
Oh,
mic.
man.
They give us another flex, mate.
I'm gonna be throwing all the shade.
Yeah, they look like arms, but only smaller.
But John's
These
waiting
guys.
off arm
Guys,
wrestling.
you might need to zoom in. They're very tiny arms. Look at that, John. Hey, John, you cannot lose a round to that. Look at that twig.
Get the camera on wide angle right now. It's panoramic.
Look, I only plan to get bigger. I got another 3 weeks to get even more enormous.
No.
Yeah.
Show your belly if you really want to be
I'm
scared.
going to be
So
walking
just quickly,
sideways.
a quick question for you, Austin, from the chat is: where have you been? What have you been up to? How's the training? What are you weighing in at? Give us all the details.
Oh man, well, I don't know. What? Oh yeah, I pulled Tim Brzenk not too long ago, and that was it went pretty smooth for me. It wasn't like it was the time before, but at the same time, I don't think Tim Brzenk was on his same game. But training
same
wise,
game or same cycle?
yeah, there you go.
Woo.
Same cycle, same vitamin regimen.
Was Austin? Was that the match where no one pinned anyone and you won on fair?
That's where I never got pinned. I pinned Tim like 4 times, but I also
Oh, I remember that now.
I pushed his elbow off the pad. So when I went in for a press, he was doing what he always does, dumps his wrist and slides back. And every time I went in for a press, his elbow would slide back, and then they would say I was pushing it off the pad. So, but
Yeah.
I ended that nonsense last time we pulled. So, but training wise, I've just been staying really consistent. I put a cable pulley machine in my living room, so I've just been hitting it all the time. I just got weights laying around in my freaking living room with a karate belt on it to work on my rise and pronator. But other than that, it's just been working a lot, tossing shingles and doing that consistent stuff. So I haven't been like really training really, really hard, but at the same time, I feel like I don't know. I feel like my body responds pretty well with consistency instead of I'll do 2 heavy lifts a month, 2 weeks apart from one another. So that way I can be completely recovered by the time I hit something heavy again. And that way I won't tweak anything. I've been pretty good about not tweaking something my whole career, but I think it's because I've kind of beat myself up at the beginning and it kind of weathered me for the storm later. I don't know. We'll see.
And how old are you, Austin?
I'm 33.
33, young buck, young.
Yeah.
So what? Who came up? Was it Robert Kelly's maniac brain? Who was the one that came up with, yes, let's pull each other until we can't go anymore? And a quick question for everyone in the chat: how many rounds will it last before one of these two throw the white towel in, wave the white flag, cry, and say, I quit?
Well, the thing is, like, this could be an arm wrestling match that does not end because of the arm wrestling.
Oh, it could be like Bart Wood in Game of Arms.
That's what I was thinking. Just
stop it! Stop it! You're only gonna hurt yourself.
Oh, you guys are gonna hurt yourself. All that hard work for this match, really? I don't know. Me and John are so hard-headed. I feel like it's going to be real hard for one of us to want to give up. But at the same time, left is different than right. I pull so much more with my right at practices because there's so many more right-handed people. So I also feel like me and him are both going to like run out of steam pretty fast. So I don't know. It's like my arm could be dead before it even gets hurt, or his both our arms could be completely dead. I don't know. It's just I know my strength is very, very powerful, but I know my conditioning is not the same. I've been trying to do more repetitions with it and stuff like that, but at the same time, it's table time that counts, and table time is really hard to do left unless you really legit have like a group of left-handed arm wrestlers that you try to bring to a practice.
So this is probably more a Robert Kelly question, but what happens if, say, John, Austin is whooping you, and he's up like 30-5, and Austin is sick of winning? Like, you're giving him nothing, your arm's jelly, and then Austin just goes, I want a beer, I'm out of here. Does that mean, even though you're losing 5-30, do you still win?
Technically. I mean, that's how I think. I don't know.
I mean, I haven't seen the written rules, so I guess that will be Robert's purview. You know, he's the guy putting it together, so we'll see.
He says if it ends because of a sore arm, I'm a big kid. So suggestions are eating a raw onion. I did that for a punishment.
Yeah.
And that sucks. The loser has to shave their beard or stash.
Pretty big one. It's a pretty big one.
Ooh. Maybe not the loser, but maybe if someone goes into the mercy rule and say, like, John, if you're up by like 30.
Oh, this is getting so much worse.
Yeah. Austin, are you worried about the javelin coming out at some point?
What exactly is the javelin? Is that the press?
That's when the arm wrestling world blew up for the dumbest reason, and they thought John was legit trying to break someone's arm when.
Oh yeah, I remember that. If John does the javelin to me, I think it'll probably get physical.
And depending on how I do the javelin, it might also get physical.
True.
See, he knows what I'm talking about.
Guys, it is there. April 11th, ArmWrestling.live. 60-second rounds. You could just write 1 minute rounds, Robert, but whatever. With the punishments in between. There's some good suggestions coming in.
Hey, just so people know, if you're in that area, there is the ROTN class where it's basically, how do they do it? Is it everybody is in one weight class, I think, and then
it's like everybody arm wrestles each other, but it's the first one to 21 pins or something like that.
Yeah. That's gonna be awesome. I think that's
cool. That's a spin on it. I like it.
Yeah, I'm into it. So it's on ArmWrestling.live, $4.99. If you want to support a couple of no good troublemakers like Jaggers and myself, then we'd be kindly pleased to put on a show for you.
Mate, you've got to do it. I'm just grabbing the link now. I'm going to chuck it in the comments section right now. There it is, and then I'll show you it's happening there. Yeah, we'll accept that. So $4.99. I'm going to buy a ticket. It's going to be good. Jaggers returns. Oh, there you go. How do you actually say your last name, Austin?
Jaggers.
Okay, There you go. For everyone wondering. Oh, there we go. What does your back look like?
I got a super hairy back right now. Actually, that would actually be a good one. I'm not gonna lie.
What do you mean a super hairy back right now? Did you go through puberty at 30?
No, I'm just saying I haven't had my back trimmed in probably a year and a half. So I mean I look like Chewbacca right now.
Why are you trimming your back?
I can't reach it.
No, but why are you doing it anyway?
Because I freaking have my beard on my back. I look like I have a wife beater of hair on. Here.
He's just Teen Wolf all the time.
Yeah, I mean, dude.
There you go. And just that is pretty hairy. That's hairier than me.
Austin Power status. Yeah, baby.
There you go.
A lot more of that.
That's good. So, anyone that buys a pay-per-view, all proceeds go to these two. Get it in there. Austin, before you go back to work, mate, have you got any predictions for this I Quit match? And also, have you got any other matches lined up?
I don't have any matches lined up, but we do have a tournament that is going to be in Southern Indiana, right across the bridge from Louisville, on the 29th of this month. And I'm only going to enter that right-handed, but I don't have a super match or anything like that. I've been focusing on this match right now and just so busy with work. So I'm just super excited to pull Uncle John. My prediction, if he would have never pulled Paul, my prediction would have been I won. But whenever I went and saw the match in Grand Rivers when Uncle John pulled Paul Passamore, man, Paul looked ready and Uncle John looked ready. And I know Paul's left is strong. And Uncle John, you did a good job against Paul, and I was really impressed. So
he whooped that ass.
Yeah, he did, and I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't, and he did. So it made me like, man, this left is no joke. I mean, I remember when I got my first win on Paul, left-handed.
Yeah,
and it was only like 4 years ago. So I know he's close. If not, we're. But
right.
I don't know. Hopefully I got plenty for you. But that left that came in a few, months back in Grand Rivers, that was a left that was plenty strong. So
that was a good one.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited.
I'll be in very good shape. I'll be a little bit lighter, not too much lighter, but a little bit.
What are you weighing right now?
255.
Okay, I'm about 275, 280.
Yeah, so we'll be in that range. But I will. So my whole thing, I had to refigure my entire training scheme because I did like a real good 8 weeks leading up to the Arnold Classic, and then I got sick that like 2 days before. So then I ended up not going. And then I've kind of been pushing towards a little bit more of look good training, a little more bodybuilding training for being on stage against Scott Steiner. I want to look bigger than he ever looked in his life. So I'm in a weird spot, but I feel good. I'm healthy. So I think that this match, if anything, will be another in a legacy of matches that see what else arm wrestling has to offer, some other way to have a good time with the sport that's just not the same thing boiled over. And I always enjoy having time with a fellow knucklehead like myself willing to do stupid shit.
Of course.
Well,
I do like John. I do like John because he's a knucklehead.
Well, we've got a huge prediction in the comments from a real handsome man.
Oh,
it's come right in and it says, Aussie arm wrestler. My prediction, it's John 35-0, and Austin quits by bowing down to the Masstadon.
Oh man!
Wow!
I don't want to do that.
A good thing you live in Australia, man. Jeez.
That's why I can mouth off so much, because I live so far away, and by the time I get over there, people forget, and they're like, "Oh, Aussie's cool." But guys, get around. It's Austin. It's Jon Thompson. It's an I Quit match, and it is happening. Get over to ArmWrestling.live, $4.99. You get to sit there. Austin, mate, thank you so much for jumping on.
Thank you guys very much. Thank you, Aussie Arm Wrestler. I appreciate you, and thank you, John. See you guys soon.
We'll talk to you soon, buddy.
Bye,
See you,
guys.
mate.
What a dude.
Yeah. It's good that he came back on and had a chat and everything. That is good.
Yeah. ArmWrestling.live. I'm heading down. I'm going to St. Louis, meeting up with Robert. We're gonna be taking in the sights for a little while, and then have that. And I heard that there's a lot of people in this New Albany, Indiana area that really weren't believers in Uncle John's power, in his massiveness, in his intensity. So I would like to offer anyone out there, if you want a match, you just come to the table with some money. We'll talk. I'll beat you. I'll send you on your way, and I'll be a little bit richer. How about that?
Beautiful. Absolutely. I'm going to reply to Rick James. He goes, Jake, aren't you supposed to be neutral? Not when it comes to my mates.
Yeah, he's super gay when it comes to his mates.
Proper. That's in there. Speaking of, actually, our next guest that is popping on, some of you might know him, some of you might not.
Excuse me. It's me, Gilbert, and I'm...
Oh, go on.
Excuse me. Oh, John and Aussie thought I was gone. It's me, Gilbert. I've been a bit busy lately. I have to go around and delete all of England Thursday negative comments. I've been a busy man, but I'm back, and I'm really annoyed that you're still in arm wrestling, both of you losers. And I have to agree with Maestro Hulk on this one. He says, you look like a transvestite version of Willy Wonka. Get the F out of the sport and stop tainting with your LBGT alphabet garbage. Your commentary is cringe and unfunny. Nobody likes you. Lol. Did you hear that, Aussie? Nobody likes you, and that includes you, Jon Thompson. Oh, I'm really angry, but I've got to go back and delete more comments.
Oh, what an idiot, that guy. What an idiot.
Oh, Gilbert. Gilbert.
Oh,
Oh, my God.
Gotta give him A+ for his intensity.
He came in hard. He came in hard.
You never got to know. You never wonder what he thinks. You just don't have to. You just don't have to do it.
It came about.
Tell us, how did it come about? How did it come
Because
about?
I'm like, people were making posts, and it's like, everyone was attacking Auden after the
Of course.
thing, and like Auden doesn't care. Like Devin doesn't care. He's just like, well, if you get a call, he says he's gonna think you're a cockhead. But then, like, people were making posts, and I just sort of, it was terrible. And then I was like, you know what? I'll show you how to actually deal. And I've got 100 of those comments. What I would love to do, can't do it with you anymore, John, but I'm going to start a group message with a whole people and get, like, have you ever seen celebrity mean tweets?
Yeah.
And I might do that arm wrestling
Just
style.
plenty to go around.
I thought I was watching an ad. We got that actually looks like your brother Jake. How many takes was that? No way you got through that without laughing or face cramps. One take. Gilbert told me it was one take. Oh, I like Aussie. Hashtag all that matters. He looks like Aussie.
There is a resemblance. There is.
Oh, I don't know. I love Gilbert's appearance on the show.
If you close your eyes, it really sounds like him.
No, John's not back full time, but because we have got Bicep Bash in 3 weeks, we want to do some shows together. We're all in on Bicep Bash. I think you've got no idea how much this could change the landscape of arm wrestling and change the landscape of our lives. But if we banged on for hours and hours and hours about the one event, you would probably be bored. Right, let's get back. So you've got Matt Mask in a good match. This match here, John, we've got caption game. We've got more special guests. So just hold on to your tits, everyone. Speaking of tits, look at these big boys.
Some strong oxen of men right there. So what's the story here? Dave is back. Is he healed? What's the story?
Yeah, so he beat a young 19-year-old WAF champion European in December. He says he's got no pain issues anymore. So they just said, let's just give you someone who's like ranked 6 in the world.
Well, look, you know that an arm wrestler can be as good as he ever was just one more time. And if Dave doesn't have pain, and if Dave's been able to train pain-free, then he's probably going to be fairly dangerous human. Georgie is like the top rolling man, right? Dave doesn't give a shit about your top roll. Interesting. I like the match. But I would go Georgie.
Yeah, I think it's probably just a little bit too big of a jump for Dave now. Like if he's pain-free,
yeah,
it's give it a year and he could probably be there and thereabouts. Georgi is like a house.
Yeah, 2 houses.
Chafee looks like Bill Goldberg there.
He's got a little Goldberg to him, maybe, yeah.
Clutching. Yeah, that poor kid. I felt bad for him. Talking about that young WAF champion. Well, I won't bang on about it, but I can tell you why exactly that match was booked, but that's probably saved for like a private message book. I can tell you why, and a back. So that's
Shenanigans.
right. Shenanigans.
I don't believe
it. I am the same as you. This comment is very, very weird. Dave seems more confident than he has in quite a while. That's okay. Georgie's built like an albino Shrek. He's not albino though. Or albino. Where'd you get that one from, Justin? Where did you sneak that one from?
He has the features of a Shrek, and if Shrek was albino, he'd be closer to Georgie's skin tone than he would be to a green skin tone. So
okay. So that's where All right, Justin, I'll give you a pass on that.
Did you not know that Shrek was green?
Yes, I did, but
I was not aware that
I was
popular animated characters in the history of the universe is a green monster.
Well, it was more I was picturing Shrek with like white eyebrows and because I'm an idiot. Right. So this match here.
Yeah.
Could be the retirement match, and the rule of thumb is if John Brzenk's in a match, you bet on him.
Yeah. I mean, it's the Brzenk clause, right? But when you think about it and you apply some arm wrestling math, Yoshi lost to Todd, but he looked great, right? He was there. And the last time that Todd faced John didn't have it for him. So, is John doing one more match because he's been begged to do it? Is he doing one more match because he feels like he wants to do it and get one more out of it? Well, that's the question.
Yeah, because he never had a contract to abide by. You know what I mean? He was one of the athletes that didn't sign one. So, like, if the John that turned up against Voyevoda, like we all wrote John off when he was going to take on Alexei.
Yeah.
If that John, like when I saw John, I was like, whoa. You massive,
He's
John.
So big.
You're so big and strong. If that John turns up, Yoshi's in trouble. But if back issues and father time and everything, then of course Yoshi wins. I'll be wondering what everyone else. John going to do goat things. Goat. All the way, man. Sorry, I only just saw this one.
Yes, Justin, I appreciate you noticing the hard work that I put in to make this show work. To keep going.
Thought process here. John deserves a direct title shot before retirement.
Oh, against Levon?
Wow. Could you imagine?
I mean, I could imagine it. If there was $1 to be squeezed from the Brzenk stone of arm wrestling monies, then they would be going after it.
Well, what a beautiful segue, John, to something that I just wanted to bring up, because I did a poll last night and I said, will you be buying the East versus West pay-per-view this weekend? Let's have a look. Where is it? And fifth, like there was how many votes? 316 votes. 56% are saying no.
Saying no to what exactly?
Buying this pay-per-view.
Oh, Well, I mean, obviously things are not like they were when Devin versus Levon Mania was on, right? There was a time where arm wrestling was skyrocketing. It has certainly leveled off. I think there could be arguments made to whether it's declining or holding. I would say we have certainly declined over the last probably year and a half. Why is that happening? I think there's a lot of reasons. A lot of reasons.
Do you think greed has come in?
It's come in. It came in. It came all over.
Yeah, their last one was like now they release the matches first behind the paywall, and it's like, oh, okay. All right, guys. I think you've taken the wrong route. Hey, good tune. Good tune, GB19. I like that one. That was Cyndi Lauper, wasn't it?
True colors.
Don't want to get copyright striked.
That was good, huh?
Yeah, someone explain to me what good means, because that was shit. Shit. And then, of course, why everyone buys the pay-per-view, he's the man that is bigger than arm wrestling at the moment, and I will fight you to the death for it. Man.
Yeah.
No, it was, I think, the highest attended, like in-house. But yeah. Left arm, John. Left arm. Corey's looking not as big.
Yeah, I saw some video of him, and he looked like he had more, power shape to him. That's what you want to call it. He looked, his shape looked as if there was a lot of shape to be activated as opposed to a lot of shape to be lugged. I've been in all those shapes in my life, as he has, but he's looking pretty good. However, Devin's a freak. He's a freak.
Yeah.
Right?
It is. He is. And it's going to be hard for Corey. I'm not sure how it's like. Corey might do something, but Devin's got this thing about being number one on the left arm.
Mm-hmm.
I think Devin wins.
I mean, if Corey needs to be able to shut down Devin's bullshit, right? So if it's me, I'm like, get it into referee's grip all the time, every time, and do anything you can to shut down the nonsense of Devin, because I do think that Corey has the power to pin Devin. Certainly it is there, but my big worry is that he'll just never be able to get there because Devin will take too much in the setup.
Yeah, and I'll be very interesting to see how the refs go, because the refs were told to be really harsh towards Devin at the last event. Right. So I wonder if the opposite effect will happen and Devin gets away with a lot more.
We'll see.
Yeah. Because Corey lost it to BS in December. I've seen Corey taking some L's on the left. Morozov in the past. Corey's a nice dude. Should have come on the show when he said he would, but that's for another day, Corey. I still like you, buddy. Still like you. But yeah, I'll be going. Roy, I love firing Roy up about this kind of shit. We're corrupt.
They're corrupt.
Not harsh. Corrupt, says Roy. You can call him Pat Benatar. He's all fired up. He's all fired up. Oh, we've got a special edition, guys. We're just going to take a little break and let you all catch up with some arm wrestling news.
It's Scoots McKenzie here with the Arm Wrestling News. Brian Shaw and Toddzilla have had a collaboration, but it was on the Maury Povich show, and it turned out that Toddzilla is Brian Shaw's father. It seems the arm wrestling world has gone anti-clockwise now, and we're all of a sudden caring about left arm matches thanks to Devin Larratt. Engen Terzi has been admitted to hospital because his fingers and thumbs actually disintegrated from spending all day and night deleting negative comments. East versus West is moving from Kazakhstan back to Turkey because more athletes don't want to pay for their flights to get hair transplants. Sergei Kalinichenko was recently in a shower with Matt Mask, and he can confirm Matt is a wild horse. I'm Scoots McKenzie, and that is Arm Wrestling News.
Dude, that photo of Engen. Oh my God.
It's the best, isn't it? It's the best. What is happening? That's Lyle. It's the Arm Wrestling News. The only news, if you want to know, up to date.
The most legit.
What is happening? What is happening there? We got MacGyver's unwanted child. Aussie looks like Ric Flair on shiny disinfectant. Oh, jeez. Jeez. Well, guys, we're just going to play one round of the caption game, and then we will wrap up the show. Check out the Ultimate Troll. You need to rewind and check out Gilbert Lyle. Check it out. It is. Thank you very much, Lucky. I like doing me little characters. Why not? And then the Arminian one. Aussie ain't a bad looking Sheila.
Well,
sits in there.
The mom.
I've got a good photo here, John. What or who? Neil and Erdemes pointing out that is your caption, guys. We'll put on a bit of a timer, and then we will wrap up the show. And hopefully, I'll have one or two more guests before East versus West on the weekend. But more importantly, look out on Triller TV for the pay-per-view of Bicep Bash. Jon Thompson versus Scott Steiner. I'll be there calling the action. It is going to be insane.
I was working on my entrance gear again today. I've got a little more done on it.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's looking pretty good.
Oh, I like it.
Look, you can't go to Vegas on WrestleMania week and not have some kind of entrance gear if you are indeed making an entrance, which I am indeed doing. You know, you got to reach for the stars on these special occasions.
We are hoping, guys. You've got to understand when you're dealing with arm wrestlers and pro wrestlers, Hall of Fame pro wrestlers, they're a bit busier. So, like, to get Scott on the show, is going to be hard. But I reckon we'll get him before the matchup. Hopefully before we fly over there. Right. Who or what Erdemy is pointing at? Definitely not Rebecca. Oh. Did you see that?
No, I did not. But it's funny either way.
Okay. So it was like Rebecca, something had happened during the match, and Rebecca was just cornering Michael, saying it. And then Erdemy's like put his hand out and he's like, stop. And then Michael just threatened to put Erdemy's in the ground. It was like,
Of course. Would expect nothing less.
Italians point like this, my friend, says the Arminian one. They're pointing out at Hooters. Has sadly declined. It's Engen. He stole Erdemy's heart. Smash Lab, thanks for letting me interview. I'm not sure.
It's a bot.
Or is this the young fella that we did the interview with the other day? Is that you, mate? I don't want to say your name, but is that you from the other day? We did an interview, and the poor fella, he didn't get any audio.
We did?
No. Me and maybe this young guy, this 14-year-old wanting to start interviewing. I said, yeah, mate, all right, I'll come on. Yeah.
Love it.
They're looking at Devon's tits.
As you do.
What is Dennis doing to that horse?
Probably what he wants.
Where was it? No, we got that one. How do you clap disrespectfully?
If you clap in Engen's presence at a time that Engen does not want you to be clapping, which is any time. Yeah, you're out. You're out. Get out of here. Enemy of the sport.
There you go. The chair Levan was sitting in.
Mm-hmm.
Levan lost to a strong man. Oh, did you see that at the end? Wow.
Yeah.
That was a very touchy subject. Durs hits the lead. That was man, that was there. Neo, my friend, can you fire Travis, please? Says Rick Chains. My friend, is that John? No, it's his Georgian cousin. Because John is getting massive. So is that it? Like, as more comments are coming through, was it just try and get as big as possible for Scott Steiner?
I think, when you're going into an event like this, you can't really think of it like you're a pro arm wrestler. Because when you're a pro arm wrestler, you are like, Todd Hutchings. Todd Hutchings is not training to be huge, right? He's training to be as strong as possible because your size is inconsequential compared to where your power level actually is, right? So that being said, I owe it to the people at this event to look as devastatingly handsome, hunky, and huge as possible. And they will leave that place thinking one thing: my God, that man was massive. That's what they'll remember years from now when they're telling their children about this event. When they're remembering back to the time the Masstadon took on Scott Steiner, they're gonna say, "Oh, they're gonna lean back in their recliner and they're gonna be like, oh, that reminds me that time the Steiner recliner took on Uncle John. Guess what? Uncle John, he brought that recliner back to the Lazy Boy factory. He brought it, he stripped it, he tore it apart, he refurbished it, he sent it on its way, and it reclined another 15 years in its life. Thank you very much. Check is in the mail.
Yeah, it's going to be sick. Cannot wait for it. Robert Kelly jumps in. He's like, that's where the internet hurt me. Oh, baby. They're Engen security guards saying, you banned. They're pointing out who gets to wax Dennis's back.
Ooh.
And then it's just bang, bang. Could you imagine that? It's like, come to the stage. Look, Simba, whatever the light touches is your territory. Who's Simba? Hermes? Hermes Simba?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, who's the father in that one?
Mufasa. Who's James Earl Jones? I've got the bird on the left. They're pointing to an albino Shrek. What else have we got? Neil, I can't see what you're pointing at. Your jacket is blinding me.
Too much reflection.
That one? Yes, that one right there. Yes. That one right there. No. Yes. No. There we go. Good work there, guys. We are. Oh, hang on. Where did that one come from? Everyone's getting a hair transplant. Kyle coming in strong. Neil is Naxakau.
Near.
No, don't know what that one. Gilbert is putting Aussie in a figure 4 leg lock. Look at that vision. Guys, don't forget there is so much arm wrestling coming up. Of course, I'll be doing some live commentary this weekend. But honestly, got to buy the pay-per-view for Bicep Bash. It's going to be an absolute game changer. Cannot wait for it. I mean, he's pulling Scott Steiner. What else is there to say? He's pulling a WWE Hall of Famer on the week of WrestleMania. Not only that, we're going to crush some pay-per-view numbers. It is going to be sick. Where arm wrestling meets pro wrestling, it is going to be insane. Right, that is Jon Thompson on the Aussie Arm Wrestler. I might be live with a guest tomorrow. Not too sure, but I'll keep you updated. John, any final words?
Absolutely not.
All right.